today's Jazz Note, we're going to cover the My Work view, which is a specific work item view for Rational Team Concert's Eclipse client. To open the view, select Window, Show View, My Work. One of the first things you want to do is to configure the connected project area. To do so, from the View menu, click the little tiny drop down up there. Then select your project area and select the project area to show the appropriate work items. Now, if you're a member of multiple project areas, you want to make sure that you select the correct one. If you're only a member of one project area, that'll be pretty easy for you to configure. Next, in the work item view, let's break this down so we can see the different areas that are in here. So here I've got my inbox. Inbox is going to show you newly assigned work. In other words, if a project manager has assigned you something, you'll see this listed in here first. You can right-click on it and then click Accept. Accept those work items, and they'll then show up in the current work view. Now, the current work view is a prioritized daily task list that shows you from top to bottom the order in which you need to work on these things. Now, begs the question, how do these come in as prioritized? How do I know in what order to work on them in? This is established through regular backlog grooming. If you're not accustomed to that, time to get accustomed to it. You should do regular backlog grooming every week. This will show all the work items that are assigned to you. It'll show you the amount of time to do them and roughly when they need to get done. You'll see at the very top, past items. These are items that I've already resolved. We see work items today. Now, today happens to be a Friday that I'm recording this. So subsequently, I'm only scheduled to work Monday through Friday. I can see that for the remainder of the day, I've got 2 work items I can possibly get done between now and the end of the workday. Next week, I can see I've got several items queued up for next week. If I scroll down a little further, I'll see work items queued up for the future going into the week after next. Down below that is another drawer, if you will. These are drawers that we can expand and collapse. In this future work drawer, this shows all the work items that are not scheduled for this current iteration. Perhaps they're scheduled for the next sprint, the sprint after that, or the product backlog. But in general, it'll show you the next sprint and the product backlog. Here, if I get done with all my current work, so if I exhaust everything in my drawer for my current work, I can start pulling stuff off the top of the list for sprint 3 and subsequently off the product backlog. Normal sprint operations here. The beauty of it is that it is all prioritized, so I can easily know which ones to start pulling off. Now let's show you how to configure some other settings here. You can configure visible sections. So in this case, I've got configured to show the inbox, current work, future work, and build. Let's click on Queries. This will show us a graphical area of work items based on a query that I have selected. To configure the query that you want, click the menu drop down, select Configure, and then select the work item query that you want it to pull from. In this case, this is selecting it by work item type. I've also got a build view that shows us all the builds that have happened, the current history. I can see I got a couple of builds that are currently failing. Ooh, production website build failing. That's not a good thing. All right. Back from the view menu, some other things to look at for visible sections. You can see a team load, what the load of the team currently is. In other words, how many work items, how many hours of work, how many man hours are assigned to my current team for the current sprint. News will show us current happenings going on within our team. Recent work or work items that I've recently worked on. New unassigned work items are those work items scheduled for the current sprint that are not assigned to anyone. And the event log shows us recent history that have happened within our given project area. Let's talk about some other settings. From the View menu drop-down, select Settings, Preferences, and then we can specify how we want to group it. In this case, we're grouping by general calendar dates. Today, tomorrow, next week, and such. We could group it by open and resolved items, or we could group it by weeks. This week, next week week 24, week 25, etc. We can save a layout. So if we've been working on a given layout, we happen to like that layout, we can save it and always come back to it. That way it doesn't default to the default layout. Now here's another nifty little feature. From the settings, go to Colorize. Colorize allows us to colorize a work item based on attributes within the work item itself. So let's say, for example, that we want to colorize work items by their type. We use the expression. So this is the basic Scrum template. So if it is an impediment work item type, we're going to show it using a, let's say, a blue color. And lo and behold, our impediment down here, meetings are too long, now shows up in blue. Let's make another one. Here I'll do one for tags. And I'll leave that as green. Now we can easily see from a work item view different context without having to open them up. So we know if we're working on work items that perhaps we have several defects related to globalization, we can take care of those work items all at the same time. Now I'll show you how the My Work Items view allows you to easily associate work items with change sets. Here in my pending changes view, I've got a change set that I've already created. Note that it's not associated with a work item. It also has no comment. I can easily drag and drop a work item right on top of that change set. Now it's associated with that work item. I can also associate it with multiple work items. Now it's associated with 2. Of course, to remove the work item association, select Related Artifacts, Remove, and select the work item you want to remove the association to. Click on OK, and now we only have that one. All right. We can also set a current work item. In this case, right-click, select Set as Current Work Item. Now I already have one work item set as my current work item. Well, you'll notice that by this little blue arrow. If I check in a change set, it should automatically associate it to that work item. Note now how the change set is now associated with work item 21. And that's it for this Jazz Note. If you like this short Jazz Note, check out our catalog of IBM DevOps tooling courses available on our website. We offer computer-based and instructor-led classroom training. Visit us at www.strongback.us.